We're your best boxing friends, and I'm Rachel, and this is Kelsey. And he's sad.
I'm sad. Rachel, I'm feeling sad. Less than 24 hours after news came out that Tyson Fury would rather make millions of dollars than satisfy my personal desire of seeing a rematch with Deontay Wilder. And, I'm having all these feelings about it. Like, I feel sad that the fight's probably not going to happen next. I feel angry and a little betrayed by my love for Tyson Fury. And, I want to do things like I want to go to articles that have comments, where I can, anonymously post comments and, say a bunch of terrible things, or, maybe create, a Twitter account that's under, a different name with, a cartoon picture, and just really let out all these terrible emotions I feel. It's either that or maybe just cut myself.
Okay. That's too much.
Or any other kind of behavior.
Well, first of all, so emotions or feelings aren't terrible. They just are. So we don't...
No, these are terrible emotions.
No. Maybe some of the behaviors you want to engage in are terrible. But the emotions behind them are. So they're not terrible. So we can start with that. But there are ways that you can in a healthy way express feelings. And
so
I think it's good to actually practice these things with, you might, this might be a situation where you're like, well, this is kind of silly to talk about expressing
It ain't
feelings.
silly, this is my life.
But I think it's good to, practice these things in situations like this when you're not flooded by your emotions, because when something big happens, it's really hard to make good choices because you're flooded by your emotions and you can't think. So when you maybe when you have a little bit of emotions, you can practice expressing them in a proper way, which wouldn't be going out and doing it anonymously on social media.
Okay, well, what about this? What if, I just want to just get, toe down drunk, stumbly drunk, and, ruin all the months of sobriety I have? Is that, a good way to express my feelings?
No.
Okay, what if I'm trying to quit smoking, but then, I'll go some time without smoking, but then when I feel flooded with emotion, I'm like, screw it, I'm going to smoke!
Yeah, I mean, that can happen, know, but, is it, the best choice for you, in the long term?
Well, should I, lash out at others because of my feelings? So, if my dad calls me today and
for, the 20th time, should you pick up next time and be like, what do you want?
What do you want, old man?
No, so there's better ways to handle and deal with emotions other than all of those options.
Do you think, I have another idea. Do you think I should tweet, just the most vile, hateful things I can think of in all caps, but not, and with my personal public account to the fighters themselves? Do you think that would be useful?
Although, I think there's a certain amount of, a shred of respect in using your account that everybody knows and doing that. No, go ahead and burning bridges all around you probably isn't the best idea.
I have actually done that before. Anywho, my bad.
So if I am in a situation where I start to recognize that I have some feelings, something that I might do that would be helpful for myself is to become aware of those feelings. So in this situation, it might go something like this. When I read that Tyson Fury signed with Top Rank, and I knew that implied it's unlikely there will be an immediate rematch with Deontay Wilder. It's kind of a long intro, but there it is. I felt disappointed and sad. And the story I made up about it is that boxing has screwed me over once again. So that little, when I felt, and the story I made up, that encapsulates my whole little scenario and kind of allows me to view it, I can take that and kind of view it and be like, oh, there it is. Now, that's a really good first step. And that's something that I've been told that I'm good at. I'm really good at naming my emotions.
That's a great thing to be good at.
Now, there is a secondary part, and that is the like processing part,
Mm.
the how you process and then let go of those emotions. So I tend to get stuck like right there. I'm like, okay, so I feel sad and frustrated and disappointed. Great. There I am. So there are like things that you can do to help yourself process those emotions.
So it's like, for example, one of those things might be stuffing yourself with fast food until you can't move. Is that right?
Right. But at this point, you'd want to be able to think a little more clearly and be able to like maybe choose something um, that would help you process that's not going to be as harmful to you or other people and stuff like that. So like I know, so like there are some things. So sometimes I've worked out to help me process emotions, but I also have to say sometimes that's not enough. Like it doesn't work with like all your feelings that you might have. And I have found that sometimes time is like one of those things, time and talking about it. So a big one for me that I hate to do is talk about my feelings with somebody else. I don't like to do that. I actually don't have like a lot of close friends that I can do that with. So I'm limited in two ways. I don't want to do it, and I don't have a lot of people that I can do it with. And so that leaves me kind of at a disadvantage there. But I do know that's one of the primary ways that I can process my emotions.
I know that for me, I process emotions pretty well up to a certain point, unless you get to the 10 out of 10 emotion level. Like, then I have behaviors that I want to choose from. I have like a selection of behavior skills, and all of them are harmful to me in one way or another. So usually when it comes, there's like 5 of them, but usually it boils down to, well, I'm either going to smoke a cigarette or I'm going to eat some bad food. And so that's kind of what I've been struggling with.
Well, just to share mine on that same
Okay.
account, because like I said, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't want to share my feelings, and I don't like have a lot of close friends. And even sharing feelings with you is hard. I have found where I'm like, well, I don't want to burden Kelsey, so I'll remain silent with my feelings. So I stay busy. So I tend to work, or lately I've been like using my phone, so social media, like mindlessly, like mind numbing kind of, watching TV. I tend to like numb a lot with TV and social media. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm really disappointed that the fight isn't going to happen. I feel like now instead of Fury versus Wilder 2, we're gonna get Wilder versus Dominic Breazeal. However you say his name, he's not a very good fighter. I don't think he has no chance against Wilder. We're gonna get Tyson Fury against Frezzo Quendo, and then maybe Kubrat Pulev at the best. And then we got Anthony Joshua, unified heavyweight champion, who is set to face Gerald Miller on June 1st. He's coming out looking pretty good in all this, I think, because he can fight Gerald Miller, who's a relevant contender that Joshua hasn't already fought, probably the most relevant of all the ones he hasn't fought, and down the line, maybe fighting Alexander Usyk, who's top 5 pound for pound, undefeated cruiserweight champion, moving up to heavyweight, perhaps soon to fight Alexander Povetkin. Bless you, Luke, and bless you, all of you out there, for liking, commenting, and subscribing to the show. This was just a little bit of fun we had. We work on these, kind of talking about this kind of stuff, and we wanted to incorporate our real lives into Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel. And as you know, we're your best boxing friends, so you kind of owe it to us, so you have to like, comment, and subscribe.